Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for Taiwan Heritage Society to invite me in the very important conference, Crossing Boundaries Between Tangible and Intangible Cultural Heritage. I'm Laretna Adishakti from Yogyakarta, Indonesia. My presentation will focus on the outstanding value of Jogja Heritage, my city, for creation and innovations. You can see from this cover of my presentation is the cultural heritage, World Cultural Heritage Temple in Yogyakarta called Prambanan. And it can be utilized also for background if we have the batik fashion show. My presentations will consist of 5 items: introductions, outstanding values of Jogja Heritage Society, and then the third is the creation and innovations, crossing boundaries among natural, culture, tangible and intangible, as well as Saujana heritage. What is Saujana? I can mention later on. And then the fourth, the real actions starts from home, from my home, and concluding remarks. Introductions, we are thinking that heritage should be moved from approach of single heritage into wider context of Saujana Pusaka. What is, we utilize the terminology of Saujana as far as you can see, like you can see the pictures. That is what terminology is in Indonesian word for cultural landscape. And my city is in this area, this Yogyakarta city, where in the north we have the Merapi Mountains, and the next province, we have the World Heritage Temple of Borobudur, this one, as well as the World Heritage Temple of Prambanan in our province. So in 2003, we, the activists for heritage in Indonesia, we launched the Indonesian Charter for Heritage Conservations. That we mentioned that heritage of Indonesia is the legacy of nature, culture, and Saujana, the wave of two. Natural heritage is the constructs of nature. Man-made heritage is the legacy of thought, emotion, intention, and works that spring from over 500 ethnic groups in Tanah Air, Indonesia, is our archipelago, singularly and together as one nation. And from the interaction with other cultures throughout its length of history. Heritage Saujana is the inextricably unity between nature and man-made heritage in space and time. Cultural heritage includes both tangible and intangible legacies. Yogyakarta is a significant cultural landscape heritage. You can see from these pictures, the Saujana heritage, from Mount Merapi to the South Sea, from 1,000 hills, this one, to the West Menoreh, Menoreh Hills, sorry. And as a Javanese kingdom, Yogyakarta was built in 1755. Became part of Republic of Indonesia as the Yogyakarta Special Territory in 1945. Yogyakarta Special Territory, you can see at the distance with Taiwan here. See, here we are. And Yogyakarta is known as a center of highly developed and manifested of intangible Javanese culture heritage that range from cosmological concept into practice of traditional arts and crafts, And you can see we have our king become the governor of Yogyakarta Special Territory, and the other king become the vice governor of Yogyakarta Special Territory. And you can see also they wear special patterns of batik. What is batik? Batik is a rintang warna color blocking wax resist dyes used chanting and cap. And batik is a traditional textile. And this textile is express the quality that cannot be separated from the quality of natural and cultural space. You can see this is a tulis, handwritten, painted by women mostly, and also the cap, hand stamped by men. And in 2014, Jogja designated as World Batik City by World Craft Councils. So that's why I mentioned the quality and expression of batik tradition cannot be separated from the quality of the surrounding natural and cultural space. And in Yogyakarta, we have outstanding value of Jogja Heritage City. Jogja, as the last Javanese empire in the world, has a long history. It has been influenced by several cultures from Javanese, Hindu, Buddhism, China, Muslim, and European. The quality of the Jogja townscape cannot be separated from the quality of the natural and cultural spaces that surrounded it. And understanding on the historic urban landscape approach, Jogja is based also on the recognition and identification of layering and interconnection of natural and cultural, tangible and intangible, international and local values presence in the city. There are 9 outstanding values of Jogja heritage based on our research in 2014 and 2016. First is regarding masterpiece of ecological value. Secondly, regarding the masterpiece of archaeological value. And then spatial planning arrangement value. And multicultural value. And the 5th is revolution value. In the 6th, education value. And 7, masterpiece of traditional and contemporary art and culture value. 8, populist, village community, and young generation value. And finally, the agriculture heritage system value. The first masterpiece of ecological value is where there are Gunung Sewu or Thousand Hills in the south part of Yogyakarta, was inscribed as UNESCO Global Park. It consists of ancient mountain, 1,000 caves, waterfall, ecological beaches, while in the north there is Mount Merapi, one of the most active volcano mountain in the world. And this is make inspiration for artists, for sketchers like me, making the sketch of those kind of masterpiece of ecological value. Secondly, masterpiece of archaeological value, that historically the cultural diversity in Yogyakarta has started since the classical period of Mataram Hindu Buddhist kingdom in the 8th century. You can see from this the World Heritage Temple of Prambanan and many other temples that spread out in Jogja. The third is space planning arrangement value. The spatial planning of the city of Jogja began with the establishment of the Palace of Yogyakarta, with space attention to the balance of nature and culture. Sorry. You can see from this pattern, spatial planning, and those are the heritage buildings that remaining in Yogyakarta. The fourth is the multicultural value. Jogja, the palace city built in 1755, has been drawn by various attitudes of cultures, all of such as indigenous Javanese, Hindu, Buddha, Chinese, Islam, as well as European culture, which combine to create a hybrid of the Jogja urban culture and its town. The fifth in the revolution value, Jogja was the capital city of Indonesia in the 1946 to 1949. And you can see many remainings of the historical buildings that utilized when it was the capital city of Indonesia. 6, the value of education. Many higher education were established in Jogja, and now it has more than 50 universities that you can see from these pictures. And Universitas Gadjah Mada is our university, the biggest one, not only in Yogyakarta, but also in Indonesia. And now the specialty of this higher education is not only about the science, but also about arts, about culture, and Air Force Academy as well. The seventh is the masterpiece of traditional and contemporary art and culture value. Jogja is known as a center of highly developed and manifested of intangible Javanese culture heritage that range from cosmological concept into practice of traditional arts and craft, as well as contemporary. So you can see that many also UNESCO masterpiece of oral and intangible heritage of humanities like keris, wayang puppet, and also batik, also from Yogyakarta. And we have many activities on contemporary arts, like art jokes, annual program, and usually this kind of program will follow with more than 200 arts exhibition and programs. The number 8 value is populace, a village community, and young generation value. Jogja has the values of simple people community life, but innovative and creative, dynamic, based on the spirit of mutual cooperation, tolerance, and high social harmony. One of the physical manifestations of this concept is the form of old and new village or village community, which are currently driven by many young people who are very diverse and dynamic. You can see here is many villages that have a certain products like batik, like pottery, like art, or traditional toys for the children's. And some is also new invention from the locals like Kampung Cyber. And the last value is related to agriculture heritage system value. Jogja has inheritance unique farming system, such as sawah surjan, rice terrace, coconut trees, etc. You can see from here, it's a very special inheritance unique farming system in Yogyakarta. Based on those value, actually, we can then see the creation and innovation crossing boundaries, not only between tangible and intangible cultural heritage, but among natural culture and Saujana heritage. Some example that I try to bring in these presentations. For example, this one is my colleagues' projects. The archaeological remain changed because of the proposed architectural designs, because when they try to make the implementation of the design in the field during the excavation of the foundation, they found a Kimpulan temple. So the program then, they make the reconciliations of the Islamic University of Indonesian Library and the temple is left and change the design. So that is old and new in the harmony and contrast. I got this one from my colleagues, Saifuddin. He is the source persons and as well as the architects. And you can see also many of new design inspired because of the nature, like